With 1,070 subscribers as of right this second, YouTube has completely changed my life, but maybe not necessarily in the way that you would think.
Shadows supposedly meet encounters with the desolate demons. Hell on earth, reject the insects, disasters inflicted.
If you're new here, hi, my name's Fayril and I'm an intuitive artist and certified sketchbook fanatic. So I know that it's going into summer where most of you guys are from, I think. But in Australia, we've just come into winter and it is quite chilly and gloomy outside right now. So I'm all bundled up in my coziest hoodie and I have my third coffee of the day. And I'm pretty much ready to get into this little chat we're gonna have today. And so you're not staring at this mug for the next 25 minutes. I'm also going to be working on a little watercolor portrait throughout this video. I posted my first video on this channel on the 30th of March, 2022. And since then, my YouTube journey has not been a straightforward one. I've moved states from a tiny studio apartment in the middle of the city to a cozy cabin on the edge of one of Australia's most beautiful national parks. I've then moved again twice. I now live in another extremely beautiful place and feel so lucky. But all this moving and general life chaos meant that I wasn't exactly consistent in my video uploading habits. I would get into the swing of making videos and then life, as it does, would get in the way, and before I knew it, I hadn't posted in months. But if I'm being totally honest, it was more than just life that stopped me from posting videos regularly, because I, unfortunately, belong to the procrastinating perfectionist club. Just the worst club to be a part of. Who wants to be in this club? Not one person. And this whole making video thing was something that A, I was new at, therefore I kind of sucked at, and B, in and of itself, long-form video was a content form that shared more of my life, my personality, my art, and my reality than an Instagram post or short-form video. Both of these things made the perfectionist alarm bells go off in my subconscious because I'm sharing so much more vulnerably on the internet and I'm also kind of terrible at it. The shame. Now, if you look at my channel, I've been posting a video a week pretty consistently for the past 6-ish months. I've grown from 150 to over 1,000 subscribers faster than I grew from 0 to 150. So I guess that consistency is paying off. To be creating and posting videos so consistently, I had to have finally kicked my self-doubt and perfectionism to the curb, right? Yes and no. Along with my perfectionist side, I've always also had extremely strong I don't give a frick energy. Now, I'm not saying this in a braggy way or trying to be cool. In fact, I feel like this I don't give a frick energy oftentimes made me quite uncool. But anyway, throughout my life, those two sides of me, the anxious overthinker and the sometimes too chill nonconformist, often battled it out in my head. And when the I don't give a frick side won, even though it sometimes led to questionable fashion and hair choices, it was at least always interesting. Yes, my I don't give a frick side led to mistakes, pain, and heartache sometimes. But it was also my I don't give a frick side that drove me to make some of the most daring choices in my life that have shaped who I am. Making good money, street performing as a hula hooper, and moving alone to a cabin in the middle of nowhere for starters. And it was that same I don't give a frick energy inside me that inspired me to start making YouTube videos consistently. To boil it down to its simplest terms, All I had to do to become this person that has started actually showing up for herself and her dreams, becoming a successful full-time artist, and having a homestead with a cottage and rambling rose garden, instead of quitting at the first sign of fear, self-doubt, and perfectionism, is to lean more and more into that deliciously chaotic, I don't give a frick energy. In the weeks or months where I wasn't making videos regularly for whatever reason, my perfectionism and self-doubt would rear its head often. And sometimes it nearly won, and I often thought of giving up entirely. Why would anyone care what I have to say? Will my memory and attention issues completely hinder me from ever making good content? Will my low energy mean that I will just forever struggle to keep up with any career or business, and I will always inevitably quit? But beyond these thoughts, I was determined. And whenever I could, I would combat these thoughts with other thoughts. Thoughts that took me out of the whys, the what ifs, and the I should haves. Thoughts that brought me back to the present moment, that centered me so I could focus on what I could do right now, that helped me to focus on this week's video and not try to scout the future for potential dangers or roadblocks, one step at a time. YouTube changed my life because it gave me this weekly task that was big enough to feel meaningful, but enough of a standalone task that I didn't need to worry about the future. If each week I created a YouTube video, it would be time well spent. Because as opposed to trying to succeed as an artist on Instagram or TikTok, YouTube content is more long-lasting and feels more permanent. You're not trying to capture a fleeting attention span. You're trying to share something deeper and more personal. I also knew from my years being an avid YouTube viewer that YouTube videos actually can and do mean something to people. They mean something to me. I also could see a glimmer of hope that instead of trying to fit myself into a little box on Instagram or other social media, if I just kept up at this video thing, I could just be me. I watched so many channels on YouTube that I knew that there was someone for everyone. Everyone has their people. And as much as this new thing, creating videos and sharing them with the entire internet, scared me, it also ignited passion in me. And that passion showed itself in my I don't give a frick energy, fueling me on when I would hit a wall. Now, it hasn't been easy. It's been a massive challenge, actually. Hence the stopping and starting and breaks in between my posting. But I think YouTube changed my life because it really seems to reward you when you finally say, okay, whatever, I don't give a frick, I'm going all in on this thing. The people that find your videos leave the most supportive and insightful comments. Your people start to find you. You realize that they want your real, your messy, your authentic self, and that maybe by stumbling through, being imperfect, but saying, frick it, I'm doing it anyway, you're inspiring others to do the same. And that is such an amazing feeling. I still feel that perfectionist energy that wants to throw itself into my creative projects with all sorts of questions, nitpicking, and naysaying. I feel it all the damn time. However, less and less because I've also been practicing affirmations in this area. Oh, we love a shameless plug around here. Okay, so take this very real example of my self-doubt that still very much exists in my life. Every single week, without fail, I put off writing what I'm going to be speaking about in my new video. Every week. Even if it's just a 5-minute chat over a voiceover portion of a vlog. I'll have a bunch of ideas in a list, and I'll usually have one that I'm drawn to that's been swirling around in my head for a few days, and I'll know that it's this topic that I want to focus on. So I'm never short of points I want to talk about or things I want to share, but it's the sitting down and taking those raw thoughts and arranging them into a logical, cohesive narrative that fills me with dread. Even though nearly every single time when I finally do sit down at my laptop to write, I end up really enjoying the process. But still, I put it off. But you know what? I don't give a frick. Yeah, ideally it would be great if I could just easily sit down and whip out a script for a new video. And maybe one day I'll be able to. But that's only going to happen if I keep A, regardless of how I feel, I sit down and I do the thing. Any time before it needs to be done is fine. That's the most important bit. As long as it gets done, who really cares? And B, I keep repeating my affirmations. That's my secret. That's not really a secret. Really. Do the thing when you don't want to, but also work on changing how you feel. So one day, you do want to when you don't want to. If that makes any sense at all. I think that these years of my life where I've started, stopped, and quit so many things have been 100% necessary for me. That's why I find creativity, which is so many things, art, video making, cooking, gardening, writing, dancing, such a vital part of my life. Because through creating, we find out who we are. Not just our light and joy and passion, but our shadow, what holds us back, our fears. And I found that if I just keep going and keep creating, I find pathways out of those fears and even start to see some light in them. My journey on YouTube so far has changed my life. It's given me a weekly anchor point in which I know if I only do this one thing for my art business each week, making a YouTube video, I'll have created something that I've poured my heart into that documents my art and my life and hopefully finds at least one other person to connect with who needs to hear what I have to say. To be honest with you, YouTube has been a catalyst to a lot more positivity in my life than just this. So I really want to encourage you that if you have even a tiny inkling, just a little voice in your head that says, oh, I think I'd like to have a go at that whole YouTube thing. Please listen and follow that calling. And if you'd like me to create a video on my tips and advice for creating your first videos, please let me know in the comments.
There's a window that won't open, oregano in a sandwich bag. I put $10 worth of open.
Thanks for watching this video. Subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know in the comments section if you've ever thought of starting your own channel and what kind of videos you'd want to make. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. Okay, bye. Bye.